So hey guys, today we're going to be trying to build a bit of a newer deck, I guess. So uh, one of the cards that really intrigued me about the Metalmorph stuff, like these cards in general, uh, I'm really interested in specifically Metal Flame Swordsman. So the effect of Metal Flame Swordsman says it must first be special summoned with Max Metalmorph that was activated by attributing a level 5 or a higher warrior monster. So you must use max Metalmorph with this, which is a little bit annoying. But if we are able to do so, we could maybe do something a bit interesting. And this is specifically a machine monster. I'm not really sure if that means anything, but real quick, I guess I might as well check. Uh, Orchist. I don't think we can actually put something on the field that meets these conditions. Not like easily, but this was the search a dark machine, not just any machine. Okay. So, Melflame Swordsman, the thing about this is the effect isn't even like necessarily that great, but it is still decent, I guess. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect, this card gains 300 attack and inflicts 500 damage to your opponent when that card slash effect resolves. So this effect seems like pretty fun, but alright. But we'll need Max Belmorph, and then we'll also need in this case, it'll be a level 5 or higher warrior monster. So how could we hope to accomplish this? So I'm thinking, like, the most minimalistic way we have for this is maybe we go Isolde, then Isolde can send a, so we're probably not going to use this unless it's for a discard fodder, the first effect, because this is a machine and not a warrior. If this was a warrior, we could add this, which is nice because we could technically use this as discard fodder, I guess. But anyways, Isolde. Then we can use the other effect of Isolde to special summon a warrior monster and send a card. So here, I think we're going to maybe try sending, in this case, I don't know, one card, and then we're going to just Renaud to add it back. So this one card, I'm thinking, well, first off, we have to make a soul for this, otherwise I can't think of a good way to put, like, a level 5 or higher warrior monster onto the field. But I'm thinking we just send, uh, Durendal, which allows us to add a level 5 or a lower fire warrior monster from your deck to your hand. So in this case, we can then just straight up try to get us a warrior from this point. So in terms of warriors, what warriors do we have here? So I'm thinking maybe this will work. Gearfried? Is this the right level or is this too high? No, this is level 9, so this doesn't work. And we can't like inherent summon this off of a soul day, right? Cannot normal summon slash set or special summon monsters with that name or activate their monster effects, so we can't add Gearfried here. Alright, that doesn't work. Is there another level 5 that we might be able to use? Uh let's see, Quantum. Wow, my ability to spell. Alright. Super Quantum Red Layer. Technically works, but we can't special summon this. We can add it, but that's it. Alright then. How about this then? What about this? We have Ignites. So Ignis Phoenix is a warrior, and this would require a Garnet, so it's not necessarily that great, right? We can pop the Ignis Phoenix, and then this would allow us to special summon a Draco's Lair or Ignite. So in this case, we would summon an Ignite. I guess we could summon, like, it doesn't really matter which one, but like just any high level Ignite. And then that would meet the condition of Max Metalmorph, but it doesn't even get us to Max Metalmorph. So yeah, maybe we should just jump ship and abandon this idea altogether. I'm not feeling that great anymore. In terms of warriors, what warrior monsters do we have as options anyways? So I guess we could take a look. I guess a Synchro might not be bad. So we have like, oh, wait, these guys, all of the heroes are warriors, so Malicious would be pretty good, I suppose. And we can just leave Malicious on the field, and Malicious is now at 3. So that's honestly not as bad as you might think. Alright, I think our top contender right now as tribute fodder for Maximal Morph might be Malicious. Now it's just consistently getting into Maximal Morph mostly because I can think of a lot of ways to very consistently get Malicious into the graveyard. It's just mostly about getting the Maximal Morph, which I guess we can look into after we look and evaluate all of our options. So we could do a Hero Lives. That would get us a Warrior as well. I think that could, right? Yeah, because that gets us into Shadow Mist, which gets us into Malicious. It does cost half our life points though, which I don't know if we're a big fan of that one. We could also do like Mass Change into Dark Law and then Tribute Dark Law if we're feeling like extra Psycho, I suppose. That's fine. Codebreaker Revive Swordsman. I think that's too low level. Oh, we have Blackwing Tamer Obsidian Hog Joe, actually. Since this is a warrior, we could actually do this in Blackwing technically, even if we get locked. It's fine because we'd be summoning this next turn, which is kind of funny. Really tempted to do that, but I know it won't be good, so probably not worth doing, is it? Let's see. Synchro or Fusion? I don't think there's like a really good fusion to make. So yeah, no, we shouldn't do a fusion, I don't think. Unless there's a fusion I'm forgetting that you can randomly get into. Is there a good warrior synchro that we could get into either? Because if there is something that we can utilize for something else, that would be the ideal. Yeah, I guess we'll check synchros because we do need the right level. Yugioh Defender, too low level. Road Warrior. Summoning this is annoying, so no. This locks you, so I wouldn't want to do that unless strictly for that deck. Infernal Knight Captain Roland. Send one Quasel from your deck to the graveyard, then add one warrior monster from your deck to your hand during the end phase. Yeah, I don't know if there's any good targets for that, really. So overall, I'm feeling no. Why is this a UR? What is this? When this card is Synchro Zone, you can equip one Noble Arms equipped spell card from your deck to your hand, so that from your deck to this card. Okay, that effect's not that bad. At the end of the battle phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one Noble Knight or Noble Arms card from your deck to your hand. Is this? There's no hard once return on this, and I don't know why. Okay, I guess. Oh, Tri-Age Master is not bad actually, but Stardust Charge Warrior also kind of does the same thing, right? Let's see, 2/4, draw one card, treat this card as a tuner, destroy one other card on the field. So that's only if you're able to meet those conditions. Otherwise, I guess Stardust Charge Warrior is like more consistent as a draw. If we were to do like 3+3, I guess that would make more sense. You can target one special summon this card from your graveyard as a tuner. That might be useful for something actually. Is this a tuner initially? No, I think it's a non-tuner, right? Well, the thing with Oliver in particular is that we could use this multiple times for Max Metalmorph, right? Pick your one warrior monster you control. Wait, equip that monster you control to the... Oh, never mind, that doesn't work. You need to control another fire, or not fire, another warrior monster. So that's not great. I don't think there's anything here. Wait, this is a warrior? Tribute a face-up monster. Oh. I think that this is a pretty good contender here. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, or when this card is targeted for an attack, send a fire warrior monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do bash this card until then phase, then you can special summon a rolling monster. So this seems pretty solid, but Alright. Well, what am I going to do with this if I do play it? Let's think about this for a second. So this can add either Horn of the Oliphant or one card that mentions Infernal Knight Emperor Charles. So I think that would just be specifically the field spell, but aside from the field spell. What is Horn of Oliphant? Bash one Quistoff. You control it when in your graveyard, then you can destroy one card on the field, non-targeting. Destroy one roll-in monster you control, then special summon in defense position up to 3 fire warrior monsters from your deck whose total levels equal 9, but their effects are negated also until the end of your next turn. After this effect resolves, you cannot special summon warrior monsters except, or you cannot special summon monsters except for warrior monsters. What? Okay, so I guess the first effect before Noble Elephant is not that bad. We could do that if we run equip cells. Aside from that, let's see. Send a fire warrior monster from your deck to the graveyard. Is there a way we can do this, like, minimalistically? I don't think so. Then making this is kind of a pain, honestly. Level 5s are, like, a bit awkward to make. So I think the overall winner is going to be Stardust Charge Warrior. So we'll just have to find a point in time where we can just make this. Next step, Max Metalmorph. How do we get this onto the field? We could use Metal Illusionist, which is a light spellcaster. If we were to use this, this meets conditions of Maximal Warmth by itself. So that is kind of nice, I guess. Declare one other monster type. Yeah, okay. And then all of these guys just allow you to essentially set Maximal Morph, but you won't be able to summon them unless you can meet the condition, right? And if I recall correctly, if we were to use Reproducus, this is till the end of the turn. So that's not, like, really that good of an option. In terms of level 4s, I did learn that there was one thing you could do that's actually kind of annoying. So if you play specifically Shining Sark, there is Silent Swordsman 0, which has the effect during the standby phase to increase its level by 1. And this effect here does not require you to control Shining Sarcophagus. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets Shining Sark or a monster that mentions it, that you control, quick effect, you negate the activation. If you do, increase this card's level by 1. So this would be level 5, which is the perfect level to at least make the Metalflame Swordsman. But, I mean, how did we get this onto the field? How do we get this anywhere? That's kind of the issue with this. So I think the thing we should do is forget Stardust Charge Warrior. We'll forget this as well. So now we'll just have to figure out how to get into Max Metalmorph. Which, honestly, I don't want more than one Metalflame Swordsman. I don't know. This can summon from hand, right? Or, no, from graveyard, right? Yeah. Okay. So we only need to realistically run one of each. It's just how do we more consistently access this? This is a machine monster. If we could search just a fire monster generically, that'd be nice. But this is like a fire machine, which is awkward. So, yeah, I can't think of a really good way to search this per se. We could Foolish Burial it technically, and then add it to our hand, which would be like very long-winded and kind of annoying. So that'd be something like, I don't know, Beatrice or Curious to send Metalflame Swordsman, and then we could technically add this back with a variety of cards. So we have like Flame Tongue, we could potentially banish this instead, and then Flame Tongue, put this in our hand, maybe. Wait, Flame Tongue doesn't allow us to use the effect. Oh, wait. Then the only option for being able to use this is do Little Chimera. So we would have to pop to Little Chimera and then add back Metalflame Swordsman after we Foolish Burial it. That's too inefficient. There's no way we're doing that. Just straight up no way. So, alright. If we're able to do something, I think we'd want to probably use this guy, the Metal Illusionist. That'd be probably good. The other target we can add, I think the good one. What was it? Ignoring its summoning conditions. Wait, what? Oh, Tribute one face-up monster that mentions Max Metalmorph, special summon one monster that cannot be normal summons / set, and mentions Max Metalmorph ignoring its summoning conditions, and then equip it. And then it's kind of protection with that. Rare Metalmorph. This doesn't do anything, right? Yeah. Time Engine. This is just a regular trap, right? Yeah. So technically, I guess, but we could do flame coating, but we do need a monster that mentions Max Metalmorph. So technically, I guess we could play Incoming Machine. Let's see, if you control a Metalmorph trap, you bash this card from your graveyard, then target a defense position monster your opponent controls, change it to face up attack. Okay. Not that useful, I guess. And then this adds it. Zoa also works technically, but like Zoa kind of sucks as well. Zoa is a fiend. It's a dark. You can send one face down card you control to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Wait, isn't that very useful? That's any face down as well. Wait, this is a different card. I thought that was Zoa for whatever reason. Does this get you a Metalmorph trap? If this card is normal or special summoned, and you have a Max Metalmorph in your field or graveyard, you can add one Metalmorph trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So the optimal combination for this would be... okay. I think I can maybe work with this because this is specifically a dragon. This might have some usages, but still, like, the... Well, it doesn't help because we still need Max Metalmorph, right? Is this on summon? Yeah, that's on summon. Well, what can we do here? This adds a Metalmorph trap. This adds a Max Metalmorph or one Metalmorph trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This doesn't actually add the monsters, which kind of sucks for various reasons as well. So yeah, this all kind of sucks. How can we get into this without overcommitting? I really don't like Zoa because it would allow your opponent to potentially do some searches and gain some advantage. Potentially, I'm not 100% sure how much of an issue this is right now, but yeah. This we could technically search somewhat because it's a Dark Dragon. This is much more accessible, I think, than like Melflame Swordsman per se, or just for example. But this is becoming a bit of a struggle here. Alright, I guess for now we'll do Malicious though. So triple Malicious I think is pretty solid. And the obvious thing we're pairing this with is going to be Despia. So I'll do 3 Tragedy, 3 Opening, then I want to do a Looper. And probably also 3. And then to pair with this, I'm thinking of Chaos Base, maybe. So the basic idea here is, wait, can I special summon this from the graveyard if I were to Foolish this? I could, but I would still need a Max Metalmorph in the graveyard for this. So we'll probably remove this later, honestly. But, yeah. Lubellion. We'll probably want this one. I don't know the exact ratios we would want to play, but whatever. Throw in some Pistrals. It'll work itself out, I guess. So we'll go this, 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 and this at least. And I don't think we need too much else. I guess we'll throw in a few of these just for fun. Okay. So from here, I guess we'll throw in some hand traps and stuff. So we'll run probably at least these. We can cut them out for like testing, I guess. Some of them for consistency in the testing, I guess, for the combo. But alright. Let's see. We can't really reborn this, I don't think. So that kind of sucks. Well, what can we do here? So I haven't even added the targets for Alubra yet. But we would want, in this case, it'll be Masquerade. So we'll just throw in all three for now. Ad libitum, I don't know if we really need that for anything. That brings back Despia, I guess. That's not necessarily that great. Theater of the Branded, we can run this at 1 or 2. I guess we'll just leave it at maybe 1 for the time being. And then we do want Branded in red as well. And then like, Guardian Chimera. Cool. So far so good. So Malicious, we could send easily. And in fact, we're okay with being fusion locked, right? We just need to put a warrior onto the field. So technically, if we wanted to, we could go this and then go like Branded Fusion, right? This sends a dark. Then we just leave this. And we can use this for extra bodies, technically. So that's actually not that bad, right? So Branded Fusion, I guess. We could use this as well. So, alright. This might not fully get there, but okay. If we loop Valiant to send Malicious, we can summon Malicious. They'll banish 1 in the graveyard, and then we can do it 1 more time. Yeah, okay. And then we can use the other Malicious to fusion summon with like Theater of Branded. I guess it has to hit the graveyard, this one. And if we do Theater of Branded, we can then go like maybe Aluber plus Malicious, making Masquerade. And then we can go summon Malicious back again, or Metalmorph. So that would work, I guess. Flame Coating seems pretty solid though, to some extent. So I'm not really sure right now what to think here. Can we get Metal Illusionist onto the field somehow? Is there a way to just do this? Hard ones per turns. Over here. Normal summon this, set a Metalmorph trap. And then the other thing is, if we run this just grabs us the Metalmorph trap. But this only grabs trap, so, right? Add 1 monster that mentions Metalmorph as well. Well, I guess it could do that. So, this would kind of work, right? So, I don't really feel like crafting the 3 Masquerade to test this, but we'll just go through and see what we can do with this so far. And I forgot to put Fall on a Belbaz in here. But basic idea, let's see what we can do here. And now that I think about it, Lupellion and Albion can kind of also do some things for us. So let's just put them in, actually, and take a look at how far this gets us. So Fallen Albaz, okay. Let's at least grab 1 or 2 of them. It shouldn't matter too much. Okay. Draw 5, okay. So this hand does absolutely nothing because we didn't get what we needed. And I forgot to put in Allure. That's why. Okay. We needed Allure. That should help round out the deck a little bit more. So, okay. Where are my cards, bro? But alright. Activate Branded Opening, discarding Espian Tragedy. So here we don't have access to the Metalmorph stuff, which is still going to seem to be the problem, I guess. Can't think of a good way to just get access to the Metalmorph stuff. That's the primary issue, I think. This is actually a normal trap, though. Wait a second. Normal trap. Is this a normal trap? Wait, but this requires a monster that mentions Max Metalmorph. Okay, so, alright. We can change our approach a bit. So, I'll adjust this as necessary, but This, I don't think we can use if we're trying to avoid this stuff. Alright, I figured it out. So, we do we still need malicious? We need something like malicious. It doesn't need to be malicious per se, but alright. Since this is actually just a normal trap, how about we try this instead? So, Labyrinth. So, we just need to get into Lady Lab somehow. So, Lady Lab, we should be able to get into without too much issue, I think. So, alright, let's think this over real fast. How can I do this most efficiently? Alright, so I have no idea how to implement other burn cards because honestly, just this card by itself is not enough. But alright, we should be able to make something happen. So we'll cut all of these guys for now. Then all of these cards, we don't really need them, I guess. So this is at minimum what we might need. And we're bringing out the old classic Danger Nessie Dark Refer. Nothing else like it. So Danger Mothman 1, 2 of each of these. So we can bump up the consistency pretty high here. And then that is every danger we need. Dark Greffer. Rhoda. We could maybe play a Soul Day in this if we wanted. I guess we'll run the alt art. Okay, so let's see now. Well, let's go through the line. So ideally, we will open Dark Rever, Danger Nessie. So let's run through it real quick. So I'll go Dark Rever to discard Danger Nessie. This will allow me to then add Danger Jackalope. Then I will go Dark Rever effect to send the Jackalope. So in this case, we can send Lady Lab. And this allows us to bring it back with Muckraker later. But okay. Now we can make Lugaris, I guess, using Dark Refer and Danger Mothman. So if we have a third Dark, we have send targets here, right? We can send something, then Muckraker, we're locked, right? So we won't have enough bodies for what I want to do, I think. So what I really want to do is probably this. I'm thinking of using Rusty Bardiche. That or the alternative is bringing out that level 7 dragon as well. So there's that, I guess. Zephyros, Distrudo. So if we use these, we can get extra bodies, right? So if we go specifically Dark Refer to send Zephyros first, returning a card. So what are we returning in this case? We can return. Wait, what are we returning? Actually? Wait, how does this work again? Alright, we return Tsuchinoko. So we special summon Tsuchinoko off of Jackalope instead. And then Zephyros will bounce the Tsuchinoko, and then we go Dugaris. Dugaris brings back Dark River. Dark River sends Danger Tsuchinoko. So after this, our field should consist of Dark River, Danger Tsuchinoko, and this should be it, right? Dark River, Danger Tsuchinoko, Dugaris. Yeah, those three. And then we can go like IP, make Rusty Bardiche technically. And that's still not enough bodies to get us where we fully need to be. So we're going to have to look at this as a 3-card combo because I don't think I can do this as 2. So that kind of sucks. Aside from that, none of these guys are high enough level for Max Metalmorph yet. We need a level 5 or higher warrior monster, which we've yet to really be able to put out. But we can send Malicious from our hand, or we can send, I guess, for other stuff. If we have specifically Malicious, I think we have enough bodies to do it if Malicious somehow gets into the graveyard, right? So I think that's maybe doable. And we do have to run like some Found Knights, which I don't know if that's really useful, because now this is just able to just put Metal Flame Swordsman onto the field. So I'm pretty sure this all works. We just have to fine tune it a little bit more, but still not great because, you know, uh, we're only putting out a single Melflame Swordsman, which I think isn't great. Even if we put out two Melflame Swordsmen onto the field, is that like good enough? Yeah, I don't think it is. Just straight up, right? So, main thing is there maybe a Dark Warrior I can put onto the field aside from Malicious? Like one from the extra deck with a level? That would be convenient. Oh yeah, wait, there is? It just requires more garnets. Wait, we can do that. So we can cut Malicious. And this will require some more garnets, but I think it might work. So let me think about this for a second. The main issue is still getting to Max Metalmorph, which is why we were going to go like Rusty Bardiche, Activate Shade Brigandine, also summoning back Lady Lab. So we could like Lady Lab set the Max Metalmorph. And then I have no idea what we're doing with this Lady Lab, honestly. Maybe it can search something else. Yeah, I don't think it matters genuinely too much what this is searching afterwards. It can set, I guess, imperm for a later turn. Who cares? So, all right. In terms of burn cards, what burn cards can we actually throw into the mix? So this would be kind of easy to some extent because this requires a Destiny monster plus a lighter dark monster, so this isn't too hard to summon. But this actually burns more. Your opponent must pay. So that's pretty good, I guess. Hmm. Well, doesn't this only lock you from your extra deck? You'd play it with Gimmick Puppet, I guess, kinda. Maybe. Hmm. No targets though. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. Hmm. What other warriors can we just slap onto the board? I guess the only thing I can think of right now, it's not like the best, but alright. Here is the idea. So we go Verte, and then we will do Fusion Destiny. So this gets the warrior even more consistently, and we just have to be careful of locks, right? But if we're a little bit careful, we can do Fusion Destiny, and then we can go like Denier Dasher or whatever. Actually, wait, we have the option of Celestial now, which barely makes a difference because, yeah, so, we'll go Celestial Dasher, I guess. And then this will allow us to put out DPE. And DPE, the interaction I'm thinking with DPE is probably we're going to pop something with it, and then immediately go like Max Metalmorph this DPE into the Metal Flame Swordsman. That's probably the play here, I'm thinking. And then that's really consistent to get out the warrior. Now it's just any to affect monsters. It requires some garnets, but we'll just pretend we don't see them. Okay, so Max Metalmorph. Now, how do we get Max Metalmorph onto the field? Hmm. So all these guys are machines. So in terms of just machines, we could technically kind of do this, but it doesn't like work out that well. Is this actually Dark Machine locks you? And then that would prevent us from activating Verte. So we can't add a guy to set Max Metalmorph for us like this, I don't think. So let's look at the targets real fast for this to see what targets we could potentially have. So every single one of these guys essentially grabs you Max Metalmorph. Yeah. Reveal this card in your hand, set up Max Metalmorph. All these guys have essentially that effect. Let's see, Zoa. I can think of ways to get into this with Zoa. So if we were playing Unchained, we could do this, but I mean, the Unchained cards don't really apply burn, so there's like no significant synergy there. This is a Fiend though, actually. If this card is special summon, what happens? During your main phase, you can set one Metalmorph trap from your deck. Actually, if we combine this with Muckraker, we could maybe make it work. So Wait, how would that work though with Verte? It doesn't. No, okay. Unless we can just special summon this some other way. Well, we could do it with Yama if we can send Yama to the graveyard and then destroy one of our own cards. That would trigger the effect to special summon Zoa, and then Zoa can just set this, and then we can do something else with Zoa. So if we were able to do that, that would work. This is also a dark and stuff, so maybe like if worst comes to worst, you could Fiendsmith that out, I guess, and then make Fritz later, which is doable. This is a level 1 light spellcaster. I don't think there's any super good way to get that out. So no to that. Melzoa. Machine. This is a dragon. Is there a way to add this to our hand somehow? I mean, this actually says red eyes on it, actually. So I believe you can add it with this, right? Add a red eyes card from your deck to your hand. If we start with this, it actually gets there, I think. It would require us to run red eyes though, which I don't know if I'm a super big fan of. But you know, red eyes does have like some burn stuff as well, specifically the flare metal. Flare metal's like not that bad, I guess. Hmm. This just needs to get sent to the graveyard, right? Oh, wait, that simplifies things a little bit. But the Verte, I don't think we can go Verte that easily, can we? Hmm. The main issue now is mostly the warrior, I guess. So if we want to get into max Metalmorph easily now that I think about it, we could maybe do that with Black Metal Dragon plus Despia cards. I think that's maybe doable. I'd put that down in like the maybe tier or maybe category. Hmm. But Despia locks you, so a bit awkward in that regard. Black Metal Dragon. Can we equip this easily? Bring this into our graveyard and then equipping it for something. Hmm. That is the real question here. It's one of the two routes I can see right now. It's like either we go Zoa or we go this. Zoa doesn't work though, I'm pretty sure, because we can't Muckraker this back. So it's not that free. Hmm. Is this... No, it has a really weird stat line. It's not much easier to add. We could potentially special summon back the other one though. I don't know what that really does for us though. Roll one. Red Eyes Metal Claw, okay. So with Red Eyes Metal Claws Dragon, let's assume we do add this. Do we have a way aside from Black Metal? I think you have Red Eyes Insight, right? And one Red Eyes once into your hand or deck to the graveyard. Add one Red Eye spell trap from your deck to your hand. This card's like decent, I guess. I think this might be searchable as well. But how you search this, I don't know. It'll probably require too many garnets. So still not looking great, I guess. We can technically put this onto the field with Dark Refer, but then we can't get into other burn stuff. I don't think. Unless we full commit. So I think we can make it work now. If we throw in the Orcus stuff, I think we can make Red Eyes Flare Metal at least. But we'll just have to see how many we can do, essentially. So let's commit here a little bit, maybe. So let's see. If I want to put Black Metal Dragon onto the field, how am I going to go about this? Danger Nessie gets sent by Dark Refer. Dark Refer special summons self. We add Danger Jackalope. Danger Jackalope will then get sent, and then this will allow us to send Zephyros, which will return Tsuchinoka, and then we can send Black Metal. No. That's wrong, I think. Right? Because we actually need to reborn Black Metal Dragon. So we would never send Zephyros here, would we? No, we wouldn't, right? We would send Black Metal Dragon first. And then we can do Garrus, bring back Black Metal Dragon, and then that would be it, right? But would that be it? Wait. 1, 2. How else can we summon back Black Metal Dragon, or just equip it even? Is there another decent way to do this? Anything that equips Black Metal Dragon? Nothing really coming to mind right now. Well, alright. Synchro 7? Is there a Synchro 7 I can make? I think I can put some bodies at least, so we'll figure that out in a second. So we'll need Striker Dragon, probably the best thing we could be adding here. And then Striker Dragon, I don't know if we'll play Boot Sector. We could just have a search target for this and like potential discard or something. Thinking about it for sure. Could set up like an AFD as well. I want to probably make a Synchro 7 here. Like, if I need to, the time might come where I need to. So, Synchro 7. What's a good guy we can make here? Hopefully we have something that does something. And Shooting Riser's like not that terrible, I guess. Can I target a Synchro monster that used this card as material with monster effects? Target one of your opponent's smash cards, add to your hand or special summon. Okay, that's not useful, is it? Valkyrie. This would require more garnets. I think we're okay with that tool. Does Fire Tool do anything? Reveal 3 equipped spells. I don't think I have any equipped spells that I would want to add here anyways. I think it's just mostly just Ancient Fairy Dragon. And Ancient Fairy Dragon is fine, because even if we don't pop the field spell, it allows us to special summon a card from hand. So that could be used to special summon Black Metal Dragon, actually. So yeah, that's fine. That's actually a whole nother line I didn't consider yet. Red Eyes. So how many times can we actually loop this, even? I think we do want to at least play a copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal. We can consider Insight as well. This is level 10. Special summon from your hand or graveyard. A dragon monster. Wait, this is only from hand or graveyard. But well, we're banishing Striker, so it'll be fine, right? Yeah. So we'll need that, and I think we probably do want a Red Eyes Black Dragon, maybe. And then we'll at least want like 2 Flare Metals, I'm thinking. We'll see, I guess. Red Eyes, Flare Metal. We'll just throw in the 3 for the time being. And then the Orcus cards can probably help us get there a little bit too. So that'll be 1 copy of this, 3 copies of this, 3 copies of this as well as 3 copies of this. We'll settle with 1 copy of this. And then, I don't know, just throw in like however many of these guys we want. Shouldn't matter too much. And that looks about acceptable. We'll throw in this for fun. These are all dark, aside from Ancient Fairy Dragon, which we could use to make a Red Eyes Flare Metal. And then we'll grab Red Eyes Insight, I guess, maybe? Well, no, because, yeah, okay. Well, now I have the card, so I can kind of test it, I guess. Well, just for consistency for the time being to test, we'll throw in Small World. And that should boost the consistency of the combo a bit, or the ability to find the combo. Hmm. Well, we're still missing something, and I don't think we can summon Dispatter, can we? I mean, maybe we could. It's not that likely. Hmm. We'll keep it just for the time being. It shouldn't matter too much. And what are we missing now? I think we have just about everything. Hmm. So, Max Metalmorph, we're planning to search that off of black metal, right? Yeah, well, this is really hard for me to calc, so let's give it a good test then. So let's go to Solo Gates, and then we'll go to Danger Files. We're changing our list here to this one. And now we just pray it works, I guess. Alright. Let's see. This only required a small amount of insanity. Alright. Unlucky. No high levels in this hand. So, how would we play this out? Well, in terms of the combo that I want to do, we can't. I mean, that's like still a decent hand. Like, all things considered, I guess if I adjusted my extra deck a little bit more, it would matter, but here, not really, I don't think. I think we need 2 Red Eyes Black Dragons, though, actually. We'll see where this goes, though. I think this should still be combo. I think a second Red Eyes Black Mel, I'm not sure if we need one, or if one is enough. So, yeah, this is about as good as it gets. So, now we go Jackalope. And now we can send the Jackalope, I guess. We can normal summon Harp later. We need the extra body, so we can send that later as well. Yeah. But because of how this hand works in particular, I think it might actually be better to just dump Zephyros here. But we'll see. Tsuchinoko. I wasn't supposed to summon Tsuchinoko, was I? Alright. It's still fine, I think. Isn't it? I'm not sure, actually, anymore. Do I have the ability to? Yeah, we do. Okay, no, this is fine. It doesn't change much. Okay. We can activate this effect again. How do we get Red Eyes Black Dragon out of our hand if we don't normal? I guess we can just send it, right? I don't think we have any issue with sending this because we're at discards anyways. Okay. Harp. And then what do we send? We send it yet? No, okay. Black Metal. Now we can go Dugaris. Effective Dugaris. We don't need Striker here, I guess. I'm not really sure if we need Striker. Okay. We can make Verte here or Striker. Interesting. This will go this. Yeah, I guess we do need Striker somewhat. Okay, I guess we could also go SP in here. This is just an additional body, which is nice. We don't need to do this. We could also use this as a discard technically. This says no hard ones returned, so we can do this again. Okay. Now we just have extra bodies lying around. A lot of them. I think it's always this, right? Unless we can detach Nightmare. Can we detach Nightmare, actually? Can we put 2 7s onto the field, actually? I don't know if we can or not. It'd be better if we could. Was there a potential AFD line with this hand, or is that like a 5-card thing? Hmm. I guess we'd send that here. We don't have any other level 7s, which sucks. So I guess here would be... This is fine, I guess. Doesn't really matter too much. Hmm. Then we get another level 7 here. So I didn't calculate it far enough. I think we could have maybe done it. We need Zephyros, actually. I'm not sure. This is like so complicated. It's actually hurting me. But okay. I think we could have gotten Red Isler Metal. But I don't know about like getting 2 of them. Oh, this needs to be on the field for this. And I haven't normal summoned yet, apparently. So maybe we can still get there, actually. Let me think about this. Yeah, that can get there, I think. Alright, let's bash this and try getting there. I don't think we can get to 2 necessarily, but whatever. This allows you to normal summon still? Yeah, alright. Effect. Shuffle back the wand. Set a card. Activate effect. Attach. Okay, now we normal summon. So here in this case, I think we just tribute these 2. So this is pretty psychopathic, right? Wait. Is this the wrong card? Wait, does this not work? No. Well, we can make Red Eyes Flare Metal at least. It doesn't do much else. I put the wrong card in my deck. Oops, I guess. And then we, yeah, general idea, detach this, summon this. We have another 7. Could go a little further, right? Second Flare Metal. Maybe, right? Yeah, I don't know. Alright. Small mistake. Wrong guy. If we could add Zoa, Zoa would have done it there. This is just the wrong card. You can send one face down card you control to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Yeah, that requires Metalmorph already. But that's not the right one. So the one we want is actually this one. So that being a level 7 doesn't really matter, I guess. And I guess we'll just throw in like SP for fun. I don't know. Should be a little bit closer if we get another solid hand. That was essentially a 4-card hand because we only with the small world. I don't know, like what the synergy would be necessarily for all of us. If we open Fusion Destiny, it's also not that bad, but this hand in general, it doesn't get as far as I would like. At minimum by itself, I think this card gets pretty far. Wait, we can't add this from anywhere. Yeah. Okay, let's reset actually one more time. Let's go ahead. Now that I think about it, right? If I open one of these guys, I'll need one more target probably. So might as well just all in on this. We're already at 47 cards. Throw in the Black Meteor. Black Meteor is going to be a little bit better for getting all these guys. If we don't need to search it, we won't, I guess, which is also fine. Okay. This just sucks because we opened Battle Flame Swordsman with this as well. So we can do the Orcus combo, but we can't make any flare metals because we don't have Dark Grepher in our hand. So it's still like probably okay, but not enough burning. We're getting like playable hands at least, which is a good sign. There are like a lot of Garnets here, which I'm not like that big of a fan of, but you know, that first hand was kind of a miracle, all things considered. Max Metalmorph. That was kind of combo, but once again, no flame metals. We could get the swordsman out, but that's about it. I don't even have a target for this. That's crazy. Would Melmorph even be good to play Pier? Like, I'm just looking at it, and it's just confusion. Okay, buddy. No target to send. That was one card off from being a good hand. Oh well. Still just Orcus combo. I mean, Orcus combo gets you places, I guess. We could also technically throw in like the Star for 7s. Okay, what is this hand even? Come on. All I ask for is just well, let's see, what would I ask for here? All I ask for is just a 3-card combo. That's all I'm looking for. I threw in 3 Small World, and I don't think I've seen them with monsters, like, at all. Ah, yes, 1 monster. I'm pretty sure that actually might... Wait, yeah. That actually gets into Orcus combo. And then Fusion Destiny, so that hand's, like, not actually that unplayably bad. Okay, here we go. Good hand, finally. This is about as good as it gets, right? Actually, wait. I don't need one of these. Who's the one I absolutely don't need? I think Harp is probably the worst one here. So we bash Harp. Then, what are you? 600, 600. Okay. Let's get rid of Danger Jackalope, I guess. And then we'll add from our deck to the hand a copy of Danger Nessie, and that's all we need. So let's go through, like, the majority of the same line again. Add from my deck to my hand my 1 remaining copy of Jackalope. We will now send Jackalope. And then from here, we're going to send a card. I think if we had another way, if we had a way to reborn or really abuse Black Mill Dragon, that'd be great. But as things stand, I can't think of a good way. We do need to get this Nightmare out of our hand, though, actually. We go a little bit further. But we still need another 7 aside from just Nightmare. We can summon 2 Nightmares with this hand, though, I think. We'll try it, I guess. Right, send Zephyros. I shall summon Tsuchinoko. So maybe the play is not the Orcus stuff, and maybe we need to figure out something else. I don't know. So, okay. Would normal summoning Gearsu have done anything for me? I don't think so. Okay. Echo summon Tsuchinoko. Now we can return this to the hand. If I do this now. Is it better to send the Girsu actually here? I don't think I can do that. I can't make Ancient Fairy Dragon, I don't have a tuner. That's the issue. But we figured it out, I guess. Destrudo. We did Destrudo. Well, actually we had the discards. I think I should have just did Destrudo, right? We could make Ancient Fairy Dragon here and it wouldn't really work. Same problem as before. I couldn't make Ancient Fairy Dragon to cheat out the Girsu here, to like summon it. I think that's what we really needed here. I can't get the Girsu out of my hand now, right? Nah, that's just kind of stuck there. I think we were supposed to actually send Destrudo, yeah, maybe. Destrudo at the start would have done it, actually, right? With? Yeah, wait. Girsu is a level 4. Yeah, I could have done that, I'm just dumb. Okay. I think this gets there. Let's try again. This. We don't need Zephyros, do we? Actually, because this is a 3-card hand, we have to find some kind of Zephyros combo here, I think. Yeah. Send. Zephyros will give us additional bodies, I guess. Do we actually need to normal summon this, even? No, we don't, right? If we don't, I think Zephyros is the correct play here, right? So like this last hand, we should send a different guy. This hand, this is fine. Still no tuner though, which sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. Is there anything else we can do at this point? We're pretty close to being able to make Curious, actually. Though, doesn't really do anything. We can easily just make Verte at this point, honestly. But we do need a dragon to banish. Right. So let's see real quick what this gives us here. Add this. A special summon. Could we do like Pisty LP type things here, or no? I don't think we can, right? If we have one more 7 here, that would make the difference, right? And we'd be able to do things. Where would we pull 7 out of our asses from? Like here, if we had 2 more 7s, we could make 2 Red Eyes Flare medals, just straight up. So, is the Orca stuff really helping us? How many 7s does the Orca stuff really get us into? So, let's say if we're focused on really getting 7s. Well, let's try that then. Okay. Let's start with Flare Metal first. And going through what this line would look like, I guess. This summons this. And we can go, I don't know, like this or something. This adds this. If we're just trying to make flare metal, we can do this. And that's 2 7s. Flare metal again. Flare metal effect. Detach that. Special summon this. Real quick. I don't think we can do anything else, right? Yeah. Oh wait, this can send Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon to the graveyard. I don't know what that does for us. But we can. And then here we have this, right? So this is what I was kind of thinking. And then we could like rotate, right, for DP. Yeah, this is what I was more or less envisioning. So one way we could achieve this is by finding like one more loop. And then, you know, we could like pop, I don't know, Verte plus whatever, tribute DB for max metal, and then that's like an 1500 burn for every effect you activate. This would be 1000, which is not bad. If we could detach the Red Eyes Black, well, does that help? Well, this card is material. No, that only works if we have an additional Red Eyes Black Dragon. Maybe you could work something out with just Orcust, I guess. But the issue really is getting into the max metal part. Like, everything else is done. I just can't really figure it out here. We have some extra bodies lying around too, though. We have like 1, 2 here. Is there anything we can do with these guys? Like Piss the LP type things, maybe? That's like what the 3 card looks like, more or less, huh? So let's see. Piss the LP, Piss the LP. One of them is legal, one of them is not. Oh, okay. Piss the Dragon Lock. So we would have to link this into another dragon of some sort? Okay. You target one of your dragon monsters that is banished or in the graveyard, special summon it to your zone that 2 or more link monsters point to. One level 4 or lower dragon monster. So we could technically make Verte with 2 other guys, summon Dragon Pisty, but this doesn't point to anything. I would need like a down arrow. We don't have a down arrow. If we had like a side arrow and then down arrow, that would work. Yeah, that I don't think we have anything like that here. Striker Dragon's banished for this. So I don't think there's a Guard Dragon Pisty line we can do for the most part. Unless we make a different guy. What are your arrows? Terrible for this? Yeah. Wait, does this work? Let me think. Arrows here, here. Summon here. No, it would need to be summoned directly below the MC, and then we could point to the middle zone. If we summon like a Guard Dragon Pisty below, what would even do that? I don't think there's like a link one I can even play, so that's out of the question. Yeah. This is looking like a 4-card hand just to do 1.5k burn for every effect my opponent activates here. I don't think it's necessarily worth. But alright. On the bright side though, we did find a line that gets close to triple Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, if that means anything. Probably doesn't mean that much, but okay. Let's see. If we are able to open Black Metal Dragon, I think that would make some difference here. But yeah, I think if you're really trying to get into the maximal stuff, you probably do need to play Black Metal Dragon. But still, incredibly awkward. Yeah, I don't know. Is there a generic Red Eyes monster that we can just equip to? Like, there's no Red Eyes Link, right? No. There's Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, which is something. Hmm. And then I have no idea what exactly adds Red Eyes Insight, but there was something that does add it. Well, yeah. Mission failed today, I suppose. Well, actually, I guess if we opened the exact perfect hand, then I could actually do the combo, but yeah. I think we need access to either Zephyros or Destrudo, maybe? I think Destrudo access is the important thing. And an Orcus card, so we need that plus Danger, Nessie, and Dark Refer. If we can manage that, that's like a 4-card combo that only goes ahead and does like burn for 1,500 every effect. I think Despia might be able to do this a little bit better. I'm not sure. It would require like more testing. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.